What's up, my Liberty lovers? I'm Toy Insanity. Today we have the occasion to talk about another very famous Statue of Liberty inspired piece of artwork, for it is Andy Warhol Day. Andy Warhol was born August 6, 1928. He would be 97 today if he hadn't died in 1987. Now, he did a famous series of Statue of Liberty inspired screen prints or paintings in 1986 for Lady Liberty's centennial. Those are the camouflage ones. I hope to talk about those someday, but today we're actually talking about his 1962 work, which was sold in 2012 for something like $43 million. And I got this cool book that Christie's, the auction house, put out in 2012. This is his 1962 screen print, and the Andy Warhol Estate and Museum still puts this on posters. There's even a skateboard with this. And I think there's t-shirts. But I'll tell you what's extremely notable about this work. I used to, like 2 years ago, I was staring at this thing on eBay. But I used to stare at versions of this, posters and lithographs, and it just dawned on me, that's a postcard. I go, that's a postcard. That's a postcard. So then I go poke through thousands of postcards on eBay, and I go, that's the one. I identified the postcard. So again, he made this in 62. Any postcard you can buy on eBay is most likely going to be postmarked before 62. But this, look, it was such a popular image. This image was used into the 70s and the 80s. There's going to be some close-ups in here. But the crazy thing is, I bought this book. The reason I have two is because the first one I paid over $30 for, and then someone else put one on eBay for like 10 or 15, and I was like, whatever, I'll just get another one. This book tells you that it's a postcard. I was so excited in my own ADHD pursuit to have figured out here's a great image of it. See, here's a good reason to buy two books. I could frame this page. Provenance. Okay, this used to be in Berlin. It used to be in Zurich. It is private collection currently because it was bought in 77 by 81 inches? Okay, so he enlarged the postcard. I think it's such a unique piece, and I don't even think he intended it to be this way, but since it was printed with red on top of green, Christie's, if no one else, discovered that it is, reactive to 3D glasses. There's no way I could show you this. Well, let's put these on, or I'll put them on. You can imagine putting them on. Yeah, you get a poppin' 3D effect. Now those glasses were just stuck to a glue dot inside here. There's another pair of 3D glasses in here. Everything looks a little weird with these, but it's such a striking postcard. Anyway, so I got a few copies of that postcard before I even got this book the first time. But here's history of the Statue of Liberty. This is Delacroix. This is Edward Morin. Oh yeah, you can watch a little video about this piece of artwork made by Christie's on YouTube. And it features Jeff Koons as the voice of Andy Warhol and Deborah Harry narrating. So, the Liberty and Sanity Project, we talk about the history of the Statue of Liberty all the time. Look. So, I was so excited to have discovered. I thought, this was like 2 years ago. Didn't know about the book, didn't know about the auction, and I was like, I might be the first person ever realized what postcard he used. But it is full color right here in the book. And like I said, it's a very popular image, but you can see the certain placement of pedestrians right there. The unique placement of these boats. So these are other postcards. But you could tell he bought this 10-cent postcard. There's Planet of the Apes, 1968. So he really rose to... Oh, this is Saboteur. I still haven't seen this. He rose to pop cultural prominence in 62. The soup cans were the same year as this piece. Oh my gosh. Do I have this comic? Spider-Man and Human Torch together again. We just did some Spider-Man comics on Spider-Man Day, August 1st. And Planet of the Apes Day is April. I did one video on that. There's Roy Lichtenstein. But 62 did this piece. Very cool. 62. Here's some great examples. I swear he must have had. I think this is why he started to appeal to people. The repetitiveness, the uniqueness with each take. Like, look how this one is so dark with the red. That one's very blue. That one seems faded. That one's very off. This is the kind of thing I don't care about soup cans. I don't care about soup cans and Elvis and Brillo pads, but I could stare at this for at least an hour. So, he had a marketing background. He was a prank guy. And the thing is, as far as his art, he knew he was mid, but he was on to something with the repetitiveness. 62, he started doing silk screens. And this is one of his early pieces. So what a cool book. This kind of gives you all the background. Is this the exact same segment as the one we just saw? So this must be here. That one's very distinct, in my opinion. That one is this one. Okay, this is from the top. See, the first one's extremely red. 6 across, 4 down. Now, we might look at, we might read the backs of these postcards, because here's the thing. It's such a striking image, such contrast in the face. And I try to get this one anytime I can when it's affordable. Problem is, a lot of people will. See the people here? Imagine me just flipping through eBay listings going, that is it, that's the one. So distinct in the face. But anyway, a lot of times these postcards are quite pricey on eBay. There's John Lennon. Wow. Isn't life a series of images that change as they repeat themselves? See, I can identify with that. Here's, his silkscreen process. And a bit about 3D. I think 3D glasses go back to the 1920s. It was extremely popular in the 1950s. Let me look at these people here. Cool. Anyway, you're just offsetting two colors. Although Warhol began looking at issues surrounding seriality in works, such as 200 Campbell's soup cans painted in '62, Statue of Liberty is the central work in a small group of select paintings that advanced the initial investigation to include the optical effects of polarized color. Along with Statue of Liberty, the optical paintings, as they are known, such as this, so they are definitely saying the color choice was intentional so that you would use 3D glasses for a 3D effect. Okay, here's the 86 Liberty series with the camouflage, camouflage, and the Fabrice biscuit tin. I intend to do a separate video on that someday. Here's the history of the Statue of Liberty from 1876 up to 2012. There is the source postcard, of which I have 7. Hi, this is postmark 61. Everything is lovely here. We went all the way to the top and back down again. It's a steep climb. We are having fun. See you soon. Love and kisses, Liz and family. Winding up my vacation, but went out every day. Beautiful weather. Emma Wade. 1960. Postmark. Dear bro, I just had my tonsils out. I had a most enjoyable birthday, and the stamps you sent me made it more enjoyable. Thank you, love, Doug. 53. This one is not postally used. This one is from 59. Dear Ethel, so glad you can come to Fairhaven. Shall be looking forward to seeing you and your, quote, children and their happy, I don't know, I think that means dogs. We will be along sometime Monday p.m. after dinner. We are now up to our necks in paint, etc., etc. This is 58. Hi, travelers. Who else would I write to in Rome? Rome, Italy. Wow. Hope you are having a good time. Love, Lester. And then this one is 74. So my range is from 50 to 74 on these. Dear Nana and Grandpa, we are getting ready to go to Connecticut for Thanksgiving. A friend of ours has invited us there. It's not very far from New York, so we're going. Hope you had a nice day. Love, Susie. This is the postcard of the 62 Warhol. 3D and all. That amuses me. All right, thanks for looking. Thanks for having a look. Thanks for having a 3D look.